I know you've been on the forefront of a lot of these tax reform conversations. What changes, if any, have you seen in the advanced planning marketplace since the passage of the BBB? And this comes from Tom in the great state of Ohio.
Well, thank you for your question, Tom. I'm originally from Ohio, so also shout out to Ohio. No major changes, really. I think the main thing is really the certainty, and I put some air quotes around that, provided by BBBA, however, the BBB, all the different terms, HR1. But that certainty is allowing that planning that was formerly on hold to now kind of move forward. And I put certainty in quotes because the only thing that is certain is that at some point down the road, there will be change again to the tax laws, but at least for the time being, there's a certain amount of certainty until those laws are proactively changed again. And there were multiple provisions of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 that were set to expire or sunset on the last day of this year. So that kind of meant a lot of clients were having their planning on hold to see what would happen. So now with this certainty, they can move forward. And really, I think there are three big ones. So for estate planning, the lifetime gift and estate tax exemption was a huge one. So TICJA had temporarily doubled that from $5 million to $10 million per person. Now that's indexed for inflation. So for this year, that was $13.99 million per individual. But now there is a certainty of, for the near future, that amount is going to be $15 million per person indexed for inflation. So clients that were waiting to establish that ILIT, SLAT, Dynasty Trust can now move forward knowing how much exemption they have to work with to fund these trusts or do other gift planning. So that's a big one in the estate planning context. In the business planning context, there was IRC 199A that was created by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which provides a potential 20% deduction on the QBI, qualified business income of pass-through entities. Now, there's certain limitations on the type of business, and there's phase-out thresholds based on the individual's total income. But we now know that that is here to stay as well, because that was going to be expiring. So clients may want to do income reduction strategies to bring down their income to qualify. And they also have an opportunity to kind of utilize those savings and potentially use them to purchase maybe more insurance or insurance that's needed. And then a third to note, it wasn't one that was going to sunset under Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, but a key distinction was made in the OBBBA, and that is to the 21% excise tax to nonprofits under IRC 4960. So that's 21% excise tax to the nonprofit for any remuneration or compensation paid over $1 million in a given year. And under the original code, it was just to the top 5 most highly compensated individuals. And now that top 5 has been removed. So it applies to all employees making over $1 million. Remember, this doesn't necessarily always have to be $1 million of salary in that year. If they have a non-qualified deferred comp balance because of the 457F plan rules,